friends, welcome back to Southern Bella Home. I'm Sharon with southernbellahome.com, a website and a blog all about farmhouse living with gracious Southern style. You know, a little bit about my name. I'm from the South, hence the Southern part. Bella means beautiful in French, and I just believe that our homes should be beautiful places, and that has nothing to do with the neighborhood, the size of the home, or even the decorations. It's all about the heart of the home. Do you have peace in your home? Do you have joy in your home? Is it a welcoming and comforting place for people to be? Nice and clean and orderly? Well, I love to encourage you in that area. And today it's all about Valentine decorations. So if you're not a subscriber, I would love for you to take a moment right now to subscribe. Click that notification bell so that you won't miss anything coming up here at the farmhouse. Share on your social media, and please leave me a comment to let me know if you enjoy the content of this video. Now today I want to share with you a couple of things that I showed you in our Valentine home tour, and if you did not see that, you can go and take a look at that video. There was a garland that was hanging above our bed. It was hearts and pom-poms, and I made that. It's a pretty simple DIY, and I had some of you ask me about that, so I want to show you how I did that. Also, I have a couple of super easy things to show you how to do that can bring a little bit of just Valentine cheer into your home. Now let me say right here, I know that Valentine decorations are not going to change the world, right? But every day is special, friends. Let's celebrate every day. We don't know what tomorrow holds, but we know that we can have joy in our home today, right? And so decorating for the little seasons and holidays is just a way to bring some fun into the home, to make those who live there with us feel special and loved, and to let them know that we value them being there and we want to make it a special place for them to return. So get ready. I'm going to show you some fun DIYs, and we'll talk more in just a minute. So the first thing that I'm going to show you is this idea that I have for a front door decoration. Now, I'm just going to tell you, friends, I've never made this before. It's just something I've cooked up in my head. I'm just imagining what it will look like, and I think it'll be really cute. So you're going to go right along with me as I make it, okay? So the first thing you're going to need is you're going to need to go to the dollar store and get you a piece of foam core poster board. It's just $1, and I recommend white so that no color will show through. But what we're going to do is we're going to cut a heart shape out of that foam core board. You're just going to draw with pencil or marker a heart shape. You can trace it or you can freehand it, however you want to do it. And then we're going to cover that heart in fabric. We're going to hang it by a ribbon, and it's just going to be an adorable decoration for our front door. So here I've already got my foam core cut out, and you can see where I kind of played with my marker and just kind of went in and came out just to see if I could get the shape that I wanted it to be. Now, what I've done is I laid my heart down on my choice of fabric, and I chose red and white gingham. So I just laid out the fabric that I had pressed with an iron to make sure it didn't have any wrinkles. And then, you see, I'm just laying the heart down on top of the fabric. Now I want to show you, when you cut out your fabric, you're going to leave a wide band around the board, and that's going to be so that you can fold that over to attach it. And this is the back side. For the deepest part of the heart here, you're going to cut your slit almost all the way down. All the way down. And then, in order to be able to wrap this a little easier, if you want to, you can cut some slits here. Now what I recommend to use for this foam core is just a standard office stapler. If you don't have an office stapler, you can use a hot glue gun, or even duct tape. Yeah, duct tape. So, y'all go along with me now. Here we go. So what I recommend is that you do the sides first and then pick it up to make sure that we got it straight. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna open up the stapler and we're gonna put a staple here, just pressing down, see it went in nicely. Gonna pull this a little bit tight and we're gonna staple. Now I'm gonna pick it up and look at it and see if I have my pattern straight. All right, looks like I've got it pretty straight. You see that? Now I'm gonna flip it over and I'm gonna do the bottom. I'm gonna start with the point down here. And I'm gonna alternate sides. And every so often I'm gonna pick it up to make sure that I've got it straight. All right, we're still looking good. One thing that's good about using this little lightweight stapler is that they're so easy to remove. If you should get it crooked or wonky, we have weird words in the South. Wonky is a word that means crooked. Or cattywampus. All right, keeping on stapling. All right, let's do our cattywampus check. All right, we're looking good. See how cute it is already? All right, now we're gonna work on this part up here. I'm gonna alternate them, go to this side too, so that I don't get it wonky. We don't want wonky. You know, I believe when you do something like this, you should have fun. Don't take it too seriously. Don't let it be stressful, 'cause that kind of defeats the purpose, right? Decorations for the holidays, they're about joy. Not just for the joy of people who are looking at them, but how about the joy of mama that's making them, right? All right, let me go around here, get this side. All right, folks, let's look at what we have here. Looking good. How about that? Is that not cute? It is. It's cute already. So here we were with all of the front fabric stapled to the back. Now, I went ahead and cut another heart, and this time I cut it the exact size so that once I'm done, I can hot glue this over the back side so that, because I have a glass door and I don't want to look at this. I want a finished look. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that. But I want to tell you all about this. Okay, we're about to use some lace trim. This bolt of lace trim, can you see how delicate the beautiful detail on it? I bought this whole bolt of trim for $1 at a yard sale. Just telling y'all, it's on my bedroom draperies. It's on all of those pillows on my bed that you saw in the Valentine home tour. If you didn't see it, again, go check it out. But I just wanted to tell y'all that because you never know what you're gonna find at garage sales, flea markets, thrift stores. And I see a lot of yardage of both fabric and trims at yard sales and at flea markets and thrift stores. So look out for something versatile like this. This can be used for table linens and cloth napkins and beautiful towels and, like I said, pillows and draperies. I mean, I would love to know how many yards were on here. I was not about to take it out and measure it all, but anyway, suffice it to say, I'm very thankful that I found it. And now it's gonna be on my little door decoration for Valentine's. So, just like we were doing before, I'm gonna use the handy dandy stapler, and I'll show you how I'm gonna do it. So, I'm gonna start down here at the bottom, and I'm going to gather up a little bit and roll it over to make my point at the bottom of the heart down here. I'm trying to get the camera so that you can see. So I've got a little piece here rolled over, and that's going to be kind of at the bottom of the heart. And I'm just going to staple. And then I'm just going to start pinching it about every 2 inches all the way around. Staple and pinch. And it's going to make the cutest little ruffle. And if you don't want a ruffle on yours, you don't have to put a ruffle. But if you do, you can also use fabric. You don't have to use lace. Or you could use ribbon. You could gather ribbon, like a 2-inch wide or a 1-inch wide ribbon, just like I'm doing this. You could go all the way around with ribbon. There are so many different options for this. And you know, I always try to think of other ways that I could use something that I've learned. And I thought, wouldn't this be cute to do like a giant flower? Or even a shamrock for St. Patrick's Day. Cover it in a really cute green fabric and have that on your front door, just made out of the foam core with the fabric covering over it. So many possibilities. What about something for family birthdays? Do you have anything special that you do for the front door or a flag or anything like that for birthdays? That might be a cute idea. All right, let's take a look and see how we're doing. All right, so you see it on the back side. Let's take a look at the front side. How cute is that? Can you picture that up on the front door? It's gonna be cute. Let's keep going. Now at the point right here, you're gonna reverse the way that you do your pleats. That way, they'll both be cascading downward, okay? So where you were going this direction here, you're gonna go that direction here. gonna take the handy dandy glue gun and we're going to cover up all the ugly with some more cute. Because I told you I have a glass front door and I don't want to be looking at all of that stuff when it's hanging up on the front door. So I'm just going to take that extra heart that I cut out and I'm going to run a bead of glue right along the staple line, and I'm just going to glue this heart to that. So I'll just start that and then I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, so this side is not as perfect, and I'm not really worried about that. I just didn't want it to be icky looking from the inside. So now I'm gonna continue making this part cute. We're gonna add some ribbon to the top, and you know, here is the way this Southern Bella Mama does things, okay? As I'm sitting here filming this, I'm noticing that there's a discoloration, like right there. So I'm probably gonna have a little bow right up there. Something to cover that up because it's too cute to have a little stain on it. I don't even know what that is. If it's from the fabric store, I can hardly see it when I'm looking at it, but on the camera I can see it. So we're gonna take care of that. Okay, what do y'all think? Cuteness, right? Kind of reminds you of one of those big old boxes of chocolates that people used to give for Valentine's Day. Maybe still do, I don't know, but they used to have lace on them and everything like this. So I think for the front door of this old farmhouse, this looks kind of vintage, kind of farmhousey and sweet all at the same time. It was so inexpensive to do, y'all, and you watched me do it. So easy. So give it a try and let me know if you do. Alright, next up, guys, these adorable twigs that are blossoming hearts. So the other day we began working on the old muscadine trellis or arbor that is in this yard of this old farmhouse, and we had to clear out a lot of these branches. This is a plant called privet and it's very invasive, and we just pulled out gobs and gobs of it. So I thought, what can I use that for? And I knew that I wanted some twigs for this little vignette right here, and I wanted to put some little red blossoms on there for just to look like Valentines. But then I started thinking, you know, hearts kind of look like blossoms. So I had the idea that I would cut some little red hearts out to make it look like some little blossoms on the twig, like it's blossoming hearts. But the beauty of this project, friends, is the ease. Now go to Walmart or any store that carries little felt squares and you're only going to need like one square. But here's the best part of this project right here. Let me show you this. They're not even glued. You just cut your little felt hearts out and you stick them in the crook of the branches and they stay. And I think that they are absolutely adorable. I did pink stems in our bathroom because we have a very shabby chic look in there. And I put some little hearts down in the bottom there. And I just think it turned out so adorable. So all you have to do is fold your little felt in half and cut the little hearts out like you did in grade school and stick them on your little twigs out of the yard. And you'll have about 50 cents in this project and you will love it. Next up, I'll show you the pink version in our bathroom. And I think the pink are just as adorable. And I stuck them down in this antique blue bottle that I got in New York while antiquing this summer. And this little heart came from the thrift store last week, actually. Can you believe that? Matches my colors perfectly in here. You see my florals, a little monogram balance. We're all about monograms here in the South. And there's the pink version. And I love it. things for the home that are versatile that I can use over and over in different ways. And so it occurred to me, those little stems would be so cute coming up for St. Patrick's Day with little green shamrocks cut out. So watch for that. I'm planning on doing it. You can do it too. So here is the little garland that I was talking about that several of you asked me how I made this. And I want to get a close-up and show you what these hearts are. They're just covered in yarn that's every different direction, and the little pom-poms, just yarn, so easy to make. And I'm going to show you how to do this. And actually I went to the thrift store and bought both skeins of yarn for $2, and I have tons of yarn left over. So let's go find out how to do it. When I show you what these little hearts are made of, you're probably going to be like me. I could hardly believe that just flimsy paper could turn into those hearts that you just saw on that garland. But trust me, it works. So what I used, I just had some little note cards in my kitchen drawer that I make grocery lists and things like that out of. And I just cut a heart out of it. You can trace a heart if you need to, or you can just cut it, or you can draw it on there first. Whatever you need to do, you're just gonna cut you a little heart out of paper. Let me show you what mine look like. So here's the paper. See, just little note papers that came in a little box set, and I just cut them into heart shapes. See there? Just real simple. And I would say mine are about, at the widest point, maybe 3 inches across, and about the same in height. And now I'll show you how you do the wrapping. It's super easy. Nothing to it. So here's my paper. My heart. Now I've got two thicknesses, so just to give it a little bit of extra stability. And here's my yarn that I got at the thrift store. There's the pink and there's the white that I used for the pom-poms. And I'm just gonna find the end of my yarn here, and I'll show you what I do. I just put the yarn down in front like this and hold it with your thumb. And you're just going to begin wrapping. And you're just going to go all different directions, looping and crisscrossing. And there's no right or wrong way to do it. The only thing you want to make sure is that as you wrap, you're doing it in a way that it will secure the last wrap that you made. So if I go this way, then I want to go this way. And you just keep going, and you can see how already it's starting to look like the hearts that I showed you. And you're just going to continue to do that until you can't see the paper anymore. I just sat down on the couch and turned the TV on. And it's kind of mindless work, it's kind of relaxing. And before you know it, you're gonna have a bunch of hearts. And when you get to the end, obviously I'm not through wrapping this one, but you see just how much we've already done. So when you get to the end and you've got it all covered, just snip your yarn, and then you're gonna take that yarn and you're gonna tuck it behind some other yarn to secure it. And if you want to put a dot of hot glue, you can do that if you want. It's probably not necessary because they're not going to take a beating or anything. They're just going to be hanging there on your little garland. And then I take a piece, yay long. There's another one of those Southern expressions, yay long. Maybe 5 or 6 inches on each side, so a total of about probably a 10-inch or 12-inch piece of yarn. And then what I did, I glued it right here at the center of the heart, and that's how you're gonna tie it on to your string that is the base for the garland. Okay? So you see how simple those little hearts are? Now I'm gonna show you the easy pom-poms that I made. So I made my pom-poms out of the white yarn. So Just go ahead and get you out a bunch of yarn so you won't get a tangle in the middle. And then all I do to make those little pom-poms, I take my 3 fingers and I'm just gonna wrap and wrap and wrap and wrap. And I guess how many times you wrap it depends on how fluffy and fat you want your pom-pom. So I wrapped and wrapped and wrapped until I got about that much yarn on my finger. And then I'm gonna snip it. And then I'm gonna take a piece of this yarn, about 12 inches. All right, lay that piece of yarn down. And I'm gonna take this off my fingers. And I'm gonna lay this down in the center of that. And I'm gonna tie right around the middle. Tie right around the middle of that little miniature roll of yarn. Try to keep it in the center if you can. Pull it tight, then double knot it. All right, that's the first half of your pom-pom. That's the first half. Now we're gonna keep these 2 long strings, but you see that little extra piece right there? We're gonna snip that off. Gonna snip that off. Then you see this is still looped. So we're gonna go in that loop with our blade of our scissor and cut. And then we're gonna go in the other side and do the same thing. Go through the loop and cut. See, so you're already seeing how it's turning into a little pom-pom. Now we're gonna do that one more time. We're gonna crisscross it the other direction. So where this one lays this way, our other one will lay this way. And that will give us the fullness, and I'll show you that. So we're gonna do the same thing again. Wrap our fingers. Snip it. Cut our piece to tie it. Actually, that's wrong. You don't need to cut a piece to tie it. That's for this piece. So now what we do is we lay this out with the pieces going this direction, just like the pom-pom. See there? And then we're going to lay this one going this direction, the opposite direction. We're going to tie it right in the center, just like we did the last one. Tie it tightly, then go back and tie it again. We're going to leave these 2 long strings, but we're going to go through those loops with our scissors again. Snip. Go through these loops with our scissors. Snip. Any long pieces that are a little too long, you can trim those up. Fluff it. And you can give it a little haircut if you need to. If you see that some of them are longer than you want them to be and they don't give that nice round pom-pom look, just trim it up a little bit. And there you go. There's your little pom-pom. So then to attach this to a garland, use either color string or jute that you want to. And I just alternated pom-pom and heart. And I take my little pom-pom with those 2 long strings and I tie them tightly on. And that's the same thing that I'll do with the heart. And once you have your pom-pom tied on, then you can snip these 2 to the same length as the other pieces of yarn. Fluff it up a bit. And there's your cute little pom-pom. It's kind of a shaggy pom-pom, which I think is really cute. And then on either side, you'll have your little yarn heart. So that's how you're gonna make your little yarn heart and pom-pom garland. The Last thing I'm going to show you today, friends, is how I took these leftovers from Christmas every year when my boys were little, and I made Valentines out of those for their friends. So, all you have to do is have a little bit of ribbon, a little bit of hot glue, and some leftover candy canes. Let me show you. Have you ever noticed that when you take two candy canes and put them together, they make a perfect heart? I love the story of the legend of the candy cane at Christmas, and I had that little book for my children when they were small. We read that every year to remind them of the symbolism of the candy cane. There are 3 stripes in the center of the 2 larger stripes, and those 3 small stripes represent the Trinity, Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. The white represents the purity of God, and the red represents the sacrifice of Jesus on the cross. And I love that symbolism, even at Valentine's when we talk about love, because that was certainly the greatest love of all, that God gave His only Son for us so that we could be with Him one day, right? So, every year when my boys were in school, I made these little Valentines and sent them to school for their friends, and they were always a hit. So let me show you how I put those together. Just take the glue gun, put a very generous helping of glue on each end, and then we're just going to carefully lay this right on top. Let it sit. And then I take a small little ribbon. In this case, I used a little small red and white gingham, which I tend to be partial to. I don't know why I love red and white gingham so much, but I do. And then we're just going to take a dot of glue, and we're going to glue that right on top. Well, that's the last little DIY that I wanted to show you all today. Isn't it cute? I think it turned out adorable. Kids love them because they love candy canes. My boys love them. And it's not like these things go bad after Christmas. They're perfectly wonderful still at Valentine's Day. Most of the time, grocery stores put them on sale super cheap after Christmas, and you can pick up a couple of boxes and do these, and I always let my boys help too. That little blue glue gun that I was using is a low temp glue gun, so that's perfect for letting your kids help with crafts such as this. So I hope that you like this little DIY. I hope you liked the little stems with the hearts, and I hope you enjoyed watching me make my front door decoration. But you know, friends, most of all, I hope you get from all of this that I'm just trying to bring love and joy into the home in another way. Valentine's decorations, St. Patrick's Day decorations, whatever the case may be, it's all to make home a wonderful, welcoming, and cozy place to be. And that's what I want for you, my friends. I want for your home to be a place where you want to be. Y'all come back to see me the next time we go around the farmhouse. I'm probably going to be showing you my garden beds. I'm getting ready to plant my beautiful spring garden, and I cannot wait. It's going to have flowers, herbs, and all sorts of veggies, and I could not be more excited. I've had gardens in the past, but it's been a couple of years since I've been able to do that because we were restoring our old farmhouse. But the time has come, and I'm sure ready. So don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, share, and ring the bell for notifications so you won't miss the next visit to the farmhouse. I'll see you later, friends. Bye.